What's a small moment from your childhood that still quietly hurts as an adult? Response 1. When I was 6, my dad worked nights. He'd leave me a little cup of cereal on the table every morning before he left for work. I didn't think anything of it then. Now, I realize he was too tired to cook and too broke to buy more. That tiny cup was all he had. I wish I'd said thank you. Response 2. My mom promised she'd sign my field trip form. I found it still sitting on the counter after the deadline. I watched the bus leave without me while a substitute teacher handed me coloring sheets. She wasn't a bad mom, just overwhelmed. But something about that moment made me feel very small. Response 3. I moved schools in 4th grade and sat alone at recess for 3 months. A teacher told me to just join a group, like it was easy. Kids aren't mean, they just already have their worlds built. I kept waiting to be invited in. Nobody noticed that I never was. Response 4. My dad packed my lunch every morning before leaving for the factory. Same thing every day: peanut butter sandwich, apple, 1 cookie. I used to complain loudly. Years later, I found out he skipped breakfast most days so he could afford the food he packed me. I still think about that sandwich. Response 5. For me, it was my birthday when I turned 10. My mom had just started working 2 jobs after my parents split. Money was tight, but she promised she'd be home early to celebrate. Just a small cake. Nothing big. I remember setting the table myself, putting out mismatched plates and plastic forks. My sister helped me light the candles even though she wasn't supposed to use matches. We waited and waited. Eventually, the candles melted into little wax puddles on the cake. My sister scraped them off and said, "We can still sing if you want." So we did, just the 2 of us at a table that felt too big. Mom came home hours later, exhausted, still in her work polo, smelling like fryer oil. She froze when she saw the melted candles. Her face collapsed. She kept saying, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry," over and over, like it was a script she'd been practicing. And here's the part that hits me hardest now. I wasn't even mad. I told her it was okay. I told her I saved her the biggest slice. I remember her crying into her hands at the kitchen counter. At the time, I thought I was comforting her. Now, as an adult, I realized she was breaking under the weight of trying to be everything at once. I still think about that night. Not because the birthday was ruined, it really wasn't, but because it was the first time I understood that adults can love you deeply and still fall apart quietly right in front of you.